Hey everyone, it's Leleglamxo and welcome back to my channel. Today's subject is all about exiting that lazy girl era. Okay, so we're in the month of September. I know you haven't seen me in a while. We're just gonna bypass all of that. We're in the month of September. We only have 4 months left in the year. And in order for you to get out of that rut, we need to implement a different strategy. It's very easy to think that how am I going to have any change in 4 months? But a lot can happen in 4 months. So let's stick around and I'm going to break down all the strategies that you can implement today. The main thing is to start today in order to exit that era and become the best version of yourself. And this can be done in less than 90 days. If you remain consistent, the main thing is consistency. If you don't watch anything else or take anything else from this video, you must remain consistent. Remember that. Unproductive days and become energized. Actually live out your dreams by remaining consistent and just implementing and remaining disciplined. This is the video for you. Let's get into it. First thing that we need to implement is a morning routine. I, for one, can easily say that it's difficult for me to have a morning routine because I do work at night, but I don't use that as an excuse. No matter what, I figure out ways and means to still stick to a morning routine. And when I don't do that, that's when I feel like I'm in that lazy girl era. And if you clicked on this video, it's because you know that you have not been doing what you said you were supposed to do. And the number one thing, changing your life and turning things around, is setting your day up for success. And your morning routine has a lot to do with your success. If you ask any person that's successful, has their ish together, 9 times out of 10, they have an ironclad morning routine, and you could develop one too. The main thing that you need to do is remember to remain disciplined. If your morning routine means that you get up at the same time every day, you obviously you make your bed. These are just little tips and tricks that you can implement in your morning routine just to create that structure. You get up in the morning, you make your bed, you you do some movement, you do some meditation, you then start your day because you're now grounded and ready for anything. And your morning routine starts from the night before. So taking out a little journal, a pen and pad, and just making sure that you make the time and structuring out your day and then reviewing that when the day comes, then you're like, okay, these are the major things I need to do for today. Even if it's just one thing off of your to-do, you are doing way more than you would be if you were in your lazy girl era. Let's be honest. You would look at that major thing as daunting, as it's going to take too much time. Like, when am I going to find time to do that? But you find time to scroll. You find time to watch hour-long vlogs on YouTube. You find time to do the things that you truly want, and that's called procrastination. Let's be honest. We still do those things, but we need to reduce them in order for us to actually see the change that you want to see in the next 90 days. Having these morning routines is just going to induce more productivity. And that is how you're going to get what you want out of this life. You have to view it like this. You are only this age at this very moment for this particular time. And the more time you waste, the more years will just fly off. Before you know it, you did not achieve your goals. You did not achieve your dreams. You did not make that YouTube video. You did not make that business. You did not implement the things that you always said you wanted to do. You always were destined to do. You always had the calling to do because you were lazy. Let's just be honest. That is simply why it did not happen. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's laziness. Whatever you want to say it is, there's some way in some shape or form tied together. I haven't been on this platform in a really long time, and I managed to grow almost 10,000 subscribers when I was consistent. So I know a thing or two about being disciplined. I know a thing about fear. I know a thing about having the idea of, like, I haven't done this in so long. How do I even start? Start today. You start today. It does not matter what you got going on. You start today, you build a plan, you have the dream, and you commit to it. Okay, step number 2 kind of ties into step number 1, obviously, with having a morning routine. But you want to set out to have a large goal, and then you're going to break them down into smaller goals. So let's say you want to start being more consistent on social media. Maybe you want to grow your Instagram, your TikTok, your Pinterest, your YouTube, help share your knowledge with the world. The number one thing that you have to do is what? You have to build a plan. So if you know you have to make videos on a particular subject that is your niche, you're going to have to post a video at least once a week. Bare minimum. You're gonna have to edit that video. You're gonna have to script out your video. You're gonna have to do all these things. But if you don't create a plan as to how you're gonna do this, you need to not, because basically what you're doing, you're taking a bigger goal, you're breaking it down into an everyday routine. Let's say you want to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You're not gonna get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube without being consistent. So a part of your routine is now making videos, editing videos, coming up with new video concepts, looking at the feedback from your followers and your subscribers, creating content that's fit their wants and their needs when it comes to content creation based around your brand. You're building your personal brand, and that's daily, right? This is just one example. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds by the holidays because you're going to see all your family, and the last time they saw you, you were overweight. And you're 10 pounds overweight and you just want to slim down or whatever, and you don't want to get on that medication that everybody's talking about. You don't want to do that. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to clean up your diet. You're going to have to work out. You're going to have to get your cardio in. You're going to have to drink your water. You're going to have to take your supplements. You might need to talk to a doctor about hormones. Make sure that those aren't out of whack. Those are the things that you would do. You may not need to see the doctor every single day, but what I'm trying to say is you need to take that bigger goal of that weight loss and then break it down to smaller goals, digestible goals that can be done every single day so that you can see what you want, which is ultimately that 10-pound weight loss. You can apply this to anything. And if you have a hard time, you get choked up, you don't know what to do, literally there are so many AI, there's so much AI, there's so much things on the web, there's so much stuff that can help you figure out a way to develop a plan that will best suit you. There's absolutely no excuse for you to not be able to get those goals done. Because at the end of the day, the only reason why you're not getting them done is because of you. Now, there's nothing else. It's because of you. There's people in worse circumstances than you that manage to implement and get things done. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't. I mean to be tough on you, but sometimes you need a little bit of a wake-up call. I even need wake-up calls. You know, we're all human. Like when you start to see that things are not going the way that you want them to, that you truly desire, you need to take a life audit. Okay, well, that's going to be our next step. That should have been the number one, is life audit. I put on the screen what our life audit is all about, and it's basically different categories of your life and seeing what needs to be honed, implement so that you can make just a more well-rounded life. If there's areas in your life that you were struggling with, whether it's relationships, whether it's your health, whether it is your spiritual, whatever it is, you're going to look at that life audit and break it down and see what are different steps that you could do in order to make your life better and more improved, okay? That's just a little tidbit. Okay, the third step is all about movement. When you manage to get daily movement into your routine, you are going to become more productive. If that means you go on a 30-minute walk on your hour-long break, that is you getting some movement in. And those 30 minutes of how many caloric burn that you'll have, and you're eating in a caloric deficit, what? You might see some weight loss. Who doesn't want to get sexier? Like, let's be honest. Everybody wants to be sexy at the end of the day, okay? Everybody wants to be fit and sexy, okay? Step number 4, putting your body has a lot to do with, if you're eating a lot of fast food, you're eating a lot of junk, a lot of oily, greasy foods, you're not preparing your meals, you don't know what's going in your food, you're grabbing things as you go along, maybe you just can't cook your food at all, and you're just eating a bunch of crap, it's going to make you lethargic. It's going to make you lazy. It's going to make you feel heavy, okay? So if you're watching what you eat, you're cooking your meals, even if you can't, you're just trying to get as clean of a diet as possible. Maybe if you can afford it, a meal prep service. If you can't afford it, look to see what are meal prep services preparing and try to remake that at home. You could literally go to Aldi, Trader Joe's, Walmart. I'm based in the US, so these are just the stores that we have here that are more on the affordable side nationwide, and go ahead and plan out your meals for the whole week and cook it. You can literally make a healthy meal for the whole day, healthy meals for the whole day for under $10. Because when you break it down, like pasta, like a cup of pasta is probably like a couple cents. Your chicken, your piece of chicken, when you really break this down for your amount of food that you're getting from when you purchase those groceries, it's like a couple dollars per meal, as opposed to you going to McDonald's or Chipotle. I don't know if you know this. If you get a bowl from Chipotle, if you look at that board, it tells you how much calories is in each bowl. You're thinking you're eating healthy. You're eating almost 1,500 calories. If you're having the guac, the cheese, the sour cream, the queso, on top of it, like you are throwing that to probably your caloric intake for the day. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body. If you're not intermittent fasting, there's no reason why one meal should be your daily consumption. I want you to develop something called a dopamine menu. Your dopamine menu are your go-to things that you're going to do whenever you feel like scrolling, whenever you feel like procrastinating, whenever you feel like not doing what you're supposed to do. You take a little bit of time just to do a couple things on this menu, 20 minutes of doing just that, and then getting back to it, because you want to remain consistent. One of the things I love to do is decluttering my space, cleaning my space, unloading my dishwasher, just things that just make sure, cleaning my bathroom, wiping my mirrors down. A little bit of OCD. I like a neat and tidy space. I may not be 100% organized all the time, but my space is clean and tidy. Getting rid of those clothes that you haven't worn in however long. And these are all things that helps to produce more productivity, because when you're in a clean space, it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you have the ability to get a lot of things done. It's a lot to do with your mental health. If your space is messy, it can reflect on your mental health. Maybe not for everybody, but when you're in a clean space, it really helps. Think about going into a hotel room. Have you ever been in a hotel room and it was dirty, messy? 9 times out of 10, no. Hotel rooms are clean, they're airy, there's usually plenty of space so you can put your suitcase down, you can walk around. It usually has beautiful views depending upon what kind of vacation you're on, you know, what type of location this hotel is at. But hotel rooms are clear and airy, just like a hotel lobby, clear and airy, usually aromatic. That's how your space should be. If you need to light a candle once you're done cleaning and changing your linen or organizing your space, then you do so. But those are the things that help with your mental health so that you could be more productive. This is step 6, okay? This is a very big one, and it is to reduce the time that you spend on your phone, reduce the time that you spend on being plugged in. You need to unplug. You need to starve your distractions and feed your goals, okay? Your 90-day goal, your 4-month goal, your 30-day goal, your 21-day goal. You need to starve your distractions and feed your goals. That is the number one way to achieve everything that you want in this life. You embody that person that has it. Okay, so if you want to be I always tie this back to content creation. If you want to be a YouTuber, what does a YouTuber do? Take the time to create videos, right? They starve those. They can't be scrolling on their phone making videos. You know what I mean? Unless you're streaming or doing, you know, you're a streamer and people just love to watch you and they just like to hear you yap. You need to come up with a concept that is going to be applicable for your videos. And you can't make videos if you're just always on your phone or on social media. Like, you need to limit that. Distractions. The number one thing that this society wants is your attention. And even if you have to shut this video off right now so you can start focusing on your goals, then by all means, do what you have to do. Because at the end of the day, if you just scroll your 20s away, scroll your 30s away, your 40s, will never achieve your goals. Like, you're gonna watch people who are in the same space as you, probably went to the same schools as you, achieve everything they wanted and desire. And when you look at their timeline, you almost never see them. You never see them on social media. You never see them. You just see them pop up with a new home, or you pop up with a car. They pop up on a dream vacation that you've always wanted. And it's because they starve those distractions and they fed their goals. And you could do the same. The number one thing I need you to take away from this video is remaining consistent and starving those distractions. You have to do it. You enjoy, if a part of your dopamine menu is scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, or watching a YouTube or listening to a crime podcast or something like that, then you could do that, but you want to limit the amount of time that you do so. Maybe it's during your commute home or whatever. You're going to be time stacking that. You know what I mean? You're not going to be doing it when you're supposed to be doing something that's going to bring in your abundance and bring in your goals, bring in your dream life, because you're embodying and becoming the best version of yourself. You have to ask yourself the question, what is my higher self doing every day? Is my higher self sitting on her bum, scrolling all day? Or is my higher self coming up with new video concepts, creating a community, getting back to their followers, like working out, meal prepping, traveling the world? Like, what is your higher self doing? And whatever you're doing currently, the main reason why you're watching this video is, yes, for inspiration, but it's also for you to change your life. And this life change starts today. And if you don't figure out a way to starve those distractions, your life will pass you by. It will pass you by, baby. Just being honest with you. So you have to start today with starving those distractions in order for you to get what you truly want and desire. And this is one of the last steps, because your best self is always going to be learning, okay? This is step number 7. It's always going to be learning. Maybe you need to take an online course. Maybe you want to break into tech and you need to take CompTIA. I looked into tech gigs, and I know that's like a big certification, and you need to take a course. I believe Coursera is a really popular one, and they say if you apply 6 hours a week for, I want to say it's like 5 months, 5 to 6 months, you can complete these courses and be able to put this on your resume so you can start the hiring process. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So these are the things that you would do. If your higher self is breaking into tech and get a great job in tech, where they would work remotely, be able to be home with their children, be able to maybe even travel for work, or just not work a regular minimum wage job, these are the things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to read that book. You're going to have to do that course. You're going to have to listen to that podcast. Maybe you have to invest in a course. You know what I mean? These are the things that are going to help you transform in these 90 days. I don't have anything to sell you, okay? I'm just telling you, these are the tips and tricks. If anything, just like and subscribe, okay? But these are the tips and tricks that I need you to implement in order to exit that lazy girl, boy, whatever era, so you can become your best self. So my number one takeaways from this video is having that life audit. Look at those areas that need improvement and figuring out ways to implement having said improvement into your day, chunking it down into daily habits. If you have to journal, literally writing out all the things that you need to do every single day, committing to that first for 21 days and then increasing it to the whole 90 days. If you have to do 75 hard, I don't know what you got to do, baby, but you got to commit to it. Discipline is basically you saying that you love yourself, okay? You respect yourself, and you need to have discipline in this life. I am a full-time RN. In order for me to become a nurse, in order for me to have been in this, I've been a nurse for 10 years now. In order for me to even have gotten to this position in my life, I had to commit to a program. I had to commit to getting a degree. I had to commit to passing this program and passing an exam in order to be able to practice as a nurse. So this is applied to anything you want in this life, whether you want to break into tech, whether you want to be a YouTuber, whether you want to be a full-time mom and you want a super clean home for your kids and you want to homeschool them, open up a floral business, whether you want to open up an online digital printing business. I don't know. Whatever it is in this life, you need to remember to starve those distractions, have a plan, and remain committed to that. And that is how you bring in your life of your dreams. And you could change your life in as little as 90 days. But the number one thing is to remain consistent. I hope this video resonated with you. I hope this video helped to get you a little shaken up so you can start to actually implement these things into your everyday routines so that you can live a life of your dreams, live a life of abundance. If you like these types of videos, I really love talking about like just productivity, metaphysics. That is my jam. So I plan on making more videos like this. I plan on making more videos like this. I know I go ghost very often, but this is my challenge to myself. Comment what you would like to learn about next. And I appreciate you guys. Love you. Have a good day and be productive. Get some things done. Write it down and commit to it. Commit to it for 21 days. But really, the ultimate commitment is 90. Okay? You got this. 2025 will be here before you know it. You're going to be a year older. And why not be a year older and a year hotter? Just saying.
All in my phone, I got options. And I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your